Welcome to the second tutorial of our Next.js course. In this tutorial, we will majorly focus on the installation of our Next.js application. Let's talk about the system requirements for the installation of a Next.js application. Next.js supports Node.js 18.7 or later, and it supports OS like Mac, Windows and Linux. In this video, we will mainly focus on the automatic installation of the Next.js application. In this video, we will use Visual Studio Code as our code editor and Next.js documentation as our guide to proceed along. Let's start the terminal inside VS Code. Okay, let's go to the Next.js official documentation. Let's see how we can do automatic installation of the Next.js application. Let's copy the command for create next app to create a Next.js application. Let's run the command in our terminal inside Next.js course. Okay, it is asking for us to proceed with the installation of create next app package. So here Next.js is asking for us to name our project. Let's try to name it Learning Next. For now, we will use Learning Next as our application name. Do we want to use TypeScript? We should use TypeScript throughout this course so that we can learn even TypeScript along with learning Next.js. We will also be using ESLint and Tailwind CSS throughout the course. Next.js also gives option to select the source directory and the router options. So we will create a source directory for segregation of the code and app router for our routing mechanisms. It is also asking whether we are going to customize our default imports. But for now, we will not do any customization as such. Next.js basically do the installation of the major dependencies like React DOM, and the Next package. It also installs dev dependencies like TypeScript and some of the type supports as well as the prefixer, ESLint, Tailwind CSS. As our application has been created successfully, let's see what are all the project structure that has got created. So there are some folders like Node.js, public, source. These folders are auto-generated, right? And all the files are auto-generated as well. So we have favicon.ico for the tab icon. Then we have globals.css for our global CSS. We have layout.tsx, which basically is the root layout of your page, of your application. And then you have page.tsx, where you can even create multiple pages which you can route through. Okay, we have eslintrc.json for eslint configurations, gitignore for git configurations, nextconfig.js for nextjs configurations. We have package.json. Inside package.json, you will have the dependencies, the scripts, the dev dependencies, right? And css config where Tailwind CSS plugin changes. README will have all the documentation details. The Tailwind CSS config changes what you want to do in tailwind.config, and then in the end you have tsconfig.json, where you will have your all of your TypeScript configuration. Okay, let's try to run the application. Oh, okay, we need to go inside the Next.js course, inside our learning next application. Let's go there. Okay, so cd learning next, and then let's run npm run dev. Here our localhost is already getting started on the localhost colon 3000. Let's wait for our application to be ready. So it took around 6 seconds for being ready. Let's try to open the app. Okay, here we are. Our Next.js project is now set up and it's running successfully. Let's try to make some small changes. Like let's do some change in layout.tsx. Okay, let's change the metadata, like created next app and generated by me. Let's save it and see what are all the changes that we can see on the server. Yeah, you can see the title of the tab is changed. Also let's okay, generated by me is the description of the metadata. So let's try to inspect the page and see if there is a change in the header meta description. Yes, as we can see, the content is generated by me in the meta tag. For now, let's not change anything on the page.tsx, but this is the file where the routes will be there. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We will be talking about the project structure in the upcoming tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned. See you in the next tutorial.
Please share, like, subscribe, tap the bell notification. And thanks for watching.